So this video is for all those people who are living outside of the US, the UK, or all other English-speaking countries. Most of the people who are living outside of those English-speaking countries have no clue how important it is to communicate in English. You see, I live in a country where English is the third language here. So the first one is Armenia, Russian, and then only English. So people usually speak Russian here, me too, but I think English is the most important language in the world. Whether it's gonna be for business, for art, for education, or overall your career, this is the most important language that you need to speak. You see, I was having this conversation with one of my friends about having great connections, knowing big people, people who are just way higher than you are. And I was telling about this person and this person, and the thing that I realized that I just didn't consider, just didn't cross my mind for some reason, is that the only reason that I know those people is that I can communicate in English. So, see, my English is not perfect, but my English is enough to communicate, to start relationships, um, to reach out, to have some important calls. So I'm not a native speaker. This is my third language. But I cannot tell you enough how great the ROI was just because I know English. So you see, I was telling my friend that, I met important people in my country who are Armenians, but the most important people that I know are from other countries. And compared to all those people who are living in other countries, all those very wealthy people, they are far, far ahead of those people who are here. And I said this to my friend, like, just imagine this. If I didn't know English, the most important person that I would know is gonna be this person. I'm not gonna name any names, but he's just an Armenian man, important man. But compared to other people that I know, he's no one. So I said, just imagine this, if I just only could communicate in Armenian, in my native language. Imagine how limited I would be. And not just that, it's also a question about geography. Like, imagine if you live in a country, let's say it's a small country like mine. We only have 2.5 million people living in my country. So imagine like my full reach, like the maximum reach that I could have for my business, for my fame, whatever it is. Imagine if it was limited to just 2.5 million people. I mean, for a business perspective, it's going to be way, way harder. Like, imagine just having a market for 2.5 million people, and you are in online business, let's say. You are creating content, and you're creating just content for 2.5 million people. I think even if you are going to have growth, that's going to be very, very limited. I know these kind of videos are mostly watched by young men who are like 18, 19, 20, up to 25. Uh, and really, if you are living outside of the US, the UK, the most important thing and the best advice that I can have for you is learn English. Learn the language wealthy people are speaking. Because, see, I have never met a person who is very important, who is very wealthy, and also introverted, without any connections, without building relationships with the right people. And all those right people, I mean, most of them are speaking English. So learn English and imagine this. Instead of having 2.5 million potential reach, you're gonna have a billion people. And you see, most of the people just don't realize how big is the difference between a billion and a million. I've seen this clip of Joe Rogan that he said that the difference between a million and a billion is that a million seconds is 11 days. A billion seconds is 34 years. You see, I haven't achieved much. That's what I think. But even all these small things that I have achieved, it would be impossible if I didn't know English. Because see, when my business gets in a very bad position, I'm reaching out to people in English. I'm reaching out to English people. I'm reaching out to Americans. You see, they are my hope to save my company, to save my business in whatever situation it is. And because I have built my business around English speaking people, the number of potential reach is insane. So insane that I can never have that kind of reach. If I could just cold email or cold DM all these people that I potentially can, I could not. And see, I'm talking about business, but it's also about other aspects of the life. It's also about relationships. Like, see, the best way to motivate your friend to learn English, who doesn't give a fuck about business, about money, about finances, about personal growth. Let's say he's into girls. I have friends like that. And you see, when I say that if you learn English, you're gonna make a lot of money, or you will possibly meet very, very important people. You can be more flexible, you can be more mobile, you can communicate with everyone on earth. That doesn't really motivate them. Ironically, that doesn't give them enough reason to learn English. But when I say, imagine if you knew English and you could potentially reach out and DM 3 billion women. And whatever country you're gonna visit next when you are traveling, you could potentially get into relationships in every country just because you know English. And believe me, this is a real story. So when I was just talking about all these perspectives about learning English to my friend, about making more money, getting great connections, meeting more people, it took me like 4 tries to convince him to learn English until I said the other point about women. So when I said you can meet much more women and you can be in much more relationships because you know English, I swear to God, he went and started learning English. So you see, the motivation of people is very, very different. So when you try to convince someone to do something, first try to understand what's going to be his or her motivation. And remember, nothing is that logical as you think. If you think that you can convince someone to learn English because it can make them more money, because you think that, of course, they need more money. Ironically, if they need money more than a girlfriend, they're gonna choose girlfriend, some of them. So what I'm saying is that you need to find your motivation. I know you might be the person who doesn't need more money, even though you probably need more money. But as I said before, some motivation for some people don't work. Everyone has this other like very alternative motivation that sometimes work. So find your alternative motivation and start learning English. I promise you, this is gonna be the biggest ROI of your life.